EMDR is a science and an art, and the science of it, you learned that in 2 weekends. It wasn't too overwhelming to learn the science of this. The art of this takes years. To know when to say, what to say. You know that old story about the guy, you know, they call the handyman over because their floor's creaking and they can't seem to figure out how to make the floor stop creaking. They've looked everywhere, they can't make it stop. So the guy comes over and he assesses the floor and, you know, goes in the basement, he looks up, he comes back, he pulls out his hammer, he pulls out a nail, he hammers a nail into one place on the floor, creaking stopped. The family's like, oh my God, that's great, thank you so much, you know, can you give us your bill? And he's like, yeah, it's $100. She's like, $100? All you did was put one nail in the floor. She said, would you just be willing to itemize that for me? He said, sure, I'll do that for you. Takes out his piece of paper and writes up the bill and hands it to her, and it says, for putting the nail in the floor, $1. For knowing exactly where to put the nail in the floor, $99. And that's, you know, that's the art. That's the art of EMDR. Knowing exactly when to say what you say. To know exactly when it's time to do this. And be gentle with yourself. We're all learning. And one answer for one person, one answer for that person on that day may not even be the answer for that person another day. So every single time that we're about this, we're doing our best in the moment. And many times we're going to find that what we do doesn't work, and so okay, we regroup and do something else. People don't come with instructions, so it's kind of hard to know, you know, what's going to be the right thing for a particular person. So everybody's different in that way, and we are going to learn lots of strategies today, talk about lots of strategies for how to work when processing's blocked. Because when processing's going and we get to stay out of the way, it's all cool, isn't it? We know that role. Stay out of the way. Okay. Although that can be hard too. Have you noticed? That can be hard too. All right, so where are we now? We're at the, okay, so the body's clear. We've processed all that old trauma. And now we want to pay attention to, are there any present triggers still happening? If we've really cleared everything, the answer is no, there aren't any. But sometimes the only way we know we haven't cleared everything is that still sense of, ooh, but those white Volvos, they still get me every time I see one coming toward me. Okay, so let's process that. Once we get all of that clear, then we can run a future template. A future template's going to be for that person who was in the car accident. That's going to be, so I want you to think about driving through intersections. I want you to notice the cars. Just kind of see if anything comes up in your body. Notice what that's like. What else would you need to have to make that comfortable for you until all that's clear and you're out and you're done. And you collect your $100.